My name is Jamison Cunningham, mechanical engineer at UNC Charlotte. And just something interesting about myself, I'm also a resident advisor on UNC Charlotte's campus. So, yeah.
Hi, everybody. My name is Kenneth Elrod, and I am also a mechanical engineering major at UNC Charlotte. Little interesting fact, I am a TA for one of the engineering classes here on campus. And that's about all I got for right now.
All right, cool. My name's Harrison Peddle. I'm also a mechanical engineering major, and my fun fact is that I am also a resident advisor on campus at UNC Charlotte. So I'm in Wallace Hall. It's a great building. So I'm going to share my screen, and we're going to kick us off showing the progress that we've made so far. So can you see my screen?
Yeah, we could all see. Yeah.
Okay, great. So in this spreadsheet is all the information that is being collected from our particle argon that's connected to the internet, that's also connected to a website called If This Then That. And basically what happens is anytime that I press a button on the keypad of my particle, which is right here, anytime I press a button on this keypad, it gets sent to the console of the particle, and then from the console it goes to If This Then That, and then from If This Then That it goes to this spreadsheet. So it's a big chain of events, but after those things happen, we can display all the information in the spreadsheet pretty easily. So I'm going to run through the spreadsheet really quickly and explain what we've got going on. So we'll start from the left, and on the column A, we have all the types of win conditions. And so each letter represents what you would win in a game of rock, paper, scissors. And for this, we have, as an example, we have rock, 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 paper, rock, 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 paper. It goes all the way down where you can see all the different types of ways that you can win or lose the game. And we have the outcome right here. So for this rock, 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 that means tie. And for this game, since paper is the one in the middle, player number 2, then it shows that the outcome is win 2. And the same thing follows all the way down. You'll notice in some of these other columns, we've got 2 winners, player 2 and player 3. The number afterwards just corresponds with the player. And for this game, well, we're not playing a second game. So if there's 2 players that have something that would beat one other person, then we're just going to say that both of them win. So we have those things. We have all the types of conditions. Those are the outcomes. And then here we have the player inputs. So these 3 columns, or these 3 cells, are connected to our particle argon. So for example, D3, which is the cell I'm in right now, is connected to my particle argon. And eventually, after we finish coding, these cells will be connected to Kenneth's and Jamison's particles as well. So anytime I type in a number on my particle, it would display here. So I'm going to type in 5, and eventually, hopefully in this video, it'll change that number there. But each number is associated with a letter. So just to show that, you can see that each number, for example, 4 is associated with R, 5 is associated with P, and 6 is associated with S. So anytime that the particle puts that number up on its console, 4, 5, or 6, it displays it right there, and the Excel spreadsheet translates that to a letter. And exactly, you got it seen right there. It changed to 5, which is representative P in this case. So you would have each cell connected to a particular letter that it represents. So for player number 4, the same thing follows. D4 equals R, D5, when you type in 5, it equals P, and when you type in 6, it equals S. Same thing for player 3. So then this column over here it uses a function called VLOOKUP, okay? And VLOOKUP looks at each 3 of these cells, F3, G3, and H3, or in this case, it would be F4, G4, H4, and looks in those and looks for the condition and the outcome. And if those things don't happen, then it would write the word false. But we have those conditions accounted for all over here. So if I were to put something that's not a part of these conditions, then it would write false in this cell. But for right now, we have, for example, when I pressed 5, it put a P there, so I had manually entered R and S, but for PRS, that means it's a tie. And in a regular game of rock, paper, scissors, you would face off somebody, or you would have two players face each other off, but in this game, we're going to say if you each three have a different letter, that means you tie. Okay, and then one last thing. I know this a lot. This area over here uses a count if. So it's going to count how many times it sees this word in this column. So for player 1 to get a point at all, it can only get points 3 different ways. Win as player 1 and 3, it could win with player 2, or it could win just by itself. And this function here is looking for how many times does it see the word. It's going to count them up. It's going to sum the amount of words that it sees the word win to. So I manually entered some rounds here, and you can see that win 1, 2 is there twice, and this cell writes that number there. If you want to look down, there's another one, win 1, 2 for player number 2. They get 2 points, and also player number 2 gets win 2, 3. They get a point for that. And I've manually entered that for this game. So we've got it broken down by player 1, player 2, player 3, how many times they've won each particular case. And then this column, this area over here, is going to sum that number. So it's going to count how many times that person has won total. And then we just got a chart right here that shows 3 different players and how many times they win. So I know that's a lot, but that's what we have so far. And we might change a couple things up. We're learning more about if this, then that, and its capabilities, but that's what we have so far.
We will also be adding a rule sheet onto this particular Excel file the further we get into it. So for right now, we only have sheet 1, so we'll have a sheet 2 in the future that has all the rules and all the particular win conditions, as well as explanations for the coding.
All right.
You want to bring up some of the code, show them how it works in live time?
Yeah. So this is the code that we have written so far. And all of this code is compatible with an Arduino, and the only differences that we've made to make it compatible with the particle argon is this line of code here that is in the setup, and this line of code here that's in the loop. And basically what this is doing in the publish section is anytime I press a key, which is right here, anytime I press a key, it displays the word key pressed in my console, and the word publish here, particle published, publishes what you would like into the console. So if you click over here, you can click on the console, but I've already got mine pulled up, so I'll go there. So I'm going to click a number 4, and it pops up on the console. So that is what is getting sent to if this then that, and then if this then that puts it in the Google Sheet for us. I'll show you if this then that. I've just got if my particle argon Harrison 3171 publishes key pressed, then it's going to update a cell in the spreadsheet. Other than that, that's pretty much it.
So you want to flip over to the Google Sheet, show them that it updated, or that it's going to update? You entered 6, right?
Yeah, it'll eventually update. It took a little while. I pressed 4, so it might take a little while, but it'll eventually update if we wait long enough. Sometimes it takes the internet a little while to get there.
We are running a couple different levels here, so no,
and your personal keypad is only connected to D3, but when we connect our keypads, we will be connected to players 2 and player 3. So right now there's technically only one player.
Yeah. Exactly.
But the coding will be relatively simple once we add our additional players and get our Arduino synced up.
Yeah. Then we can all play at the same time. That'll be in the later videos.
We are very much looking forward to it.
Yeah.
Yep.
And Harrison, if you want to go ahead and highlight.
Oh yeah. Just this right here that it changed.
Yeah.
So main condition.
So it took maybe about 30 seconds for the results to come in, but it's kind of nice because we think that it will help to prevent cheating. So that's our progress for this week.
That'll be interesting. No cheating.
Yeah, no cheating.
Even though we have that long, not really too long, but even though we have that break of 30 seconds, we're thinking about adding something, that can, like overcome that little break so that people just aren't just sitting there while they're playing the game. Maybe we can just like add a question of who you think will win for like a bonus round or bonus points or something like that.
But yeah, we'll see where it goes. So those are pretty much your thoughts for this week.
Yep, I don't have anything else to add.
And that's all.
Alrighty, then I guess we can all sign off of the video. So I'm Kenneth.
Jameson.
I'm Harrison.
And we are Team 3 for Mechanical Engineering class MEGR 3171. Have a great week, guys.
You too.